Today, I just got this pair of Allen Edmonds St. John double monk straps. The color is chilly. One thing I like about this color, it's just it's very warm brown, and these are going to be my winter shoes. I have a collection which in a later video I will show you guys my spring, summer, fall, and winter shoe collection. But back onto these Allen Edmonds. I've had a pair like this in the past. I had the Allen Edmonds Mora 2.0. However, I ended up selling them, and I got this pair off of eBay. There's some marks in there on the bottom. There's some use. However, if you can still see around the welt that these are in fairly great condition to be some shoes off of eBay. Now, the reason I'm making this video is I wanted to show you all that I am going to add some patina to these. I have some sapphire, I believe it's the leather shoe dye, dark brown, and I'm going to do the front of the toe, part of the toe cap, and then maybe around some of the broguing on the shoes to give it a more different effect. I'll show you guys again in a later video of the products that I'm going to use to change these. And if you guys have any questions about shoe fit or the products in itself, don't hesitate to either shoot me a message or leave a comment in the comment section. But yeah, like I said earlier, I had a pair of Mora 2.0, but I ended up selling those. And that was a couple years ago, and I told myself that I'm going to find a pair of Allen Edmonds double monk straps at some point. And the fact that these fell into my hand, I'm super excited to take you guys through the process of shining. I'm also going to do a shoe shine on these, a mirror gloss on the toes and the back quarters of the heels right here. So you guys just stay tuned and let me know what you think about the final outcome. Okay, these are the products that I'm going to be using right here. This is the leather shoe dye. I was talking about the Sapphire Teacher Princess. I probably butchered that, but it's leather shoe dye. Then I'm going to be using the Allen Edmonds shoe polish. This is, I don't know if you can see that, it's upside down. The color Chili. Then I'm going to use the Sapphire wax polish. This is dark brown that I'm going to again use on the toe caps of the shoe. Then against the Sapphire cream polish. I picked the color, I believe this is burgundy. However, this is the color burgundy. I want to add a different look with the cream polish and the Allen Edmonds polish. Then again, the Sapphire Renovateur to nourish and hydrate the leather of the shoe. And then to finish it off, the Sapphire Mirror Gloss. This stuff is really good for the foundation of a shoe shine, a mirror gloss. On this side right here, I have the Sapphire Reno Matte. I'm going to use this to strip off any wax polish on the leather of the shoe. Then I'm also going to do on the inside of the shoe, since again, these are used shoes, I want to get off if there's any gunk or whatever the case may be on the inside of the shoes. Then for the heels and edges, I have right here, I have the Allen Edmonds heel and sole dress, and the color is Chili. So I'll start the process of showing what product I'm going to use in each step, starting with this and moving forward, and I'll give you guys an update on how it benefits the shoe, and we'll work through the progression of what the shoe looks like now compared to what it looks like later. I just got done using the Sapphire Reno Matte on these. One thing about the Reno Matte, which I really like, it removes again a lot of the old wax and polish that was placed on these shoes, kind of bring a little bit of the natural color back into them. that said, it's always beneficial to use some type of cleaning agent on a used pair of shoes, just because you don't know how the other person may have been taking care of them. And when you are using Sapphire, don't be afraid to get along the welt and the edge of the shoe, just to make sure you're cleaning off any of the salt or wax before you put on the heel and edge dressing. Again, these shoes weren't that stained. I mean, you can see right here, they're kind of stained. But again, the Reno mat took off all of those stains that were on there, any watermarks on the leather, or once again, just the wax and the polish. So now that I have the wax and the polish stripped off, I'm going to take a towel. I'm going to wipe off any remaining residue left over from the Sapphire before I start with the shoe dye right here. And again, we are doing the toe caps and have a natural progression as it goes back. So stay tuned for that next one, and we're going to work through this. I just got done using the Sapphire Renovateur. Sapphire Renovateur on these shoes. One thing you notice about when you do use Sapphire, it does darken the leather, and that's because it's hydrating and putting a lot of nourishment back into the leather. I'm not sure when's the last time these had this type of conditioner on them. When I got them, they weren't in rough shape. If you look back at the first video, that's what they looked like when I first got them. They weren't in rough shape, but they weren't in the best of shape. And I'm getting ready to use this horsehair brush. This is from Shoe Gear. I got it labeled just to make sure I know what colors I use on this. So I'll go ahead and give these a buff. And when I'm done with these, I will transition to the shoe dye. I know I said I was going to do that in the last video, but I want to get these ones hydrated before I do that. So once I get these brushed off, I will start the process of the shoe dye. And again, I'm doing the toe caps, and it's going to transition back to the caps. Then I'm going to do the caps, or the caps, broguing of the front of the shoe right there. And then I'll do the broguing on the sides of the shoe right here. I was considering doing along the stitching of the strap, but I'm not too sure about that. I'll see how it looks once I get the shoe dye on there, and if I need to do more, we can move towards that. If not, we'll just leave it alone, and we'll start the shoe dye right here, then move to the shoe cream. We're going to use burgundy on these because I want to give it a different tint to them, since these are primarily going to be my winter shoes. You can't tell from the last video how much these have shined up. The Sapphire Renovateur gives the shoe not only nourishment, but it also provides a soft shine. Let me scoot out a little bit. It provides a soft shine when it is brushed. If you guys can look at the last video and tell that these have a little bit of a shine to them, and that was just one application of the Sapphire Renovateur. The shoes look a lot better, and to be completely honest with you, if you wanted to stop and just do a mirror shine on the toe, maybe put a little wax and cream polish on them, you would be fine, and these shoes are already good to go. However, we are going to add some depth and dimension to, again, the toe caps, the broguing on both sides. These are going to look completely different when we're done. Again, horsehair brush, giving them a shine, and again, just provide providing a nice shine throughout the shoe. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those shoes already look beautiful. And once we get them done and we get the healing edge, you can tell right there that it kind of throws off the contrast between the leather and right here. We're gonna make that look really nice. And when these shoes are done, they're gonna be ready to go a night in the town. So the next video, again, we will do I know I said this once, but I'm contemplating on doing the cream polish first, then the Allen Edmonds shoe cream, and before I do the mirror shine, using this last, which I'll see what that looks like, but most likely we'll just go with the Sapphire. This is Baroque de Cru. I think that's how you say it. I probably butchered it. However, we're gonna add this and see what it looks like after that, and then we'll just use the creams first. Then we'll transition to the shoe dye once we have all the creams on it, and then let that dry. Then we'll move to the Sapphire mirror gloss, and then the Sapphire Vidal Dior. Yeah, we'll move to that, and then we will do the leather shoe dye, and we'll see what they look like after that. Just got done using the Sapphire Baroque de Cru burgundy color on these. I'm the type of guy where, I know that kind of just looks weird, but I like to use my fingers when I'm rubbing the cream polish into the leather. So I'm trying to bring more of the red tones out of these shoes. I'm not sure if you guys, if that shows up that well. But after adding the cream polish, these are shining up really nice. I think I'm gonna do an audible instead of using the Allen Edmonds cream polish, the color chili. I think I'm gonna use oxblood on these to see what effect that gives, and instead of using the Sapphire, Sapphire wax polish, instead of using the wax polish in dark brown, I have burgundy that I think I will use instead. Again, I want to bring more of the red tones out of these. With the color already being chili, I think with the mix of that color chili and maybe some reddish brownish tint to it, these will look really nice. If you really can't see the color that well, I will try and get, I'm using my phone camera, but I'll try to get a different light source on it just to see if you can see more of those red tones in the next video. I hope this is a better light. If you guys have the chance to go and see the first video and see what these shoes look like when I first got them and up to this point, you guys can see the transition. These shoes look absolutely beautiful, and we're not even done or close to completing them yet. Again, we're going to add patina to the caps of the shoe and some of the broguing to give it a different effect. Now, I've added Sapphire products, the ones that I have used. I've switched from the Sapphire and brown to burgundy. I'm going with more red tones since this color of chili is already a warm brown. I want to bring in some of those red undertones in the shoe, just so when these are out and about, they look absolutely amazing. The next transition will be the shoe dye, and again, we're going on the caps, and it's going to gradually transition to the back, then to the broguing on the front, and we'll see what it looks like from there. You guys stay tuned for the next one. We are now getting ready to add the shoe dye. One thing about shoe dye, you really want to be careful when you're using it. Have it on something sturdy, just so you don't spill it or someone knocks against it. And then it comes with a little applicator. I would highly advise you to get a paintbrush. You can go to Walmart and get something like this that has a little edge, just so when you dip it in here, you can go to the shoe and start here and gradually make your way back without having the applicator kind of just leaves it like in streaks. This gives a little more control over it when you're using the paintbrush. again, guys, when you are using leather dye, make sure to be careful. Go slow. It's not a race. You do not want to get this on any other part of the leather because it can ruin the shoe. So right now, I'll start with the leather shoe dye, and I'm going to tap a couple of strokes here. And then I'm going to take a rag and have it transition back so it's not such a contrast between the front and the back of the shoe, where it gradually goes back. And this will all be, the brogan right here will be dyed also. So in the next video, you'll see the after effect of once I've done all the dyeing to the shoe. And again, we may move to the broguing right here and just see what that looks like once we have the caps of the toes done. Alright guys, I finished the first shoe here on my right. Well, I guess it'd be like the camera's left. The shoe right here. By the way, I just finished doing the leather dye, and if you guys can see the difference, I guess it kind of shows up not the best, but I need to go over maybe one more time in the front, and as you can see, it slowly transitions to the back. I went across the brogan right here, again, to add a little more depth and dimension. I didn't do both of them because I just wanted you guys to see the one without any of the polish or the leather dye on it compared to this one. Then I also went ahead and I did the side right there and the other side. Again, just trying to add a little depth and dimension to the shoe, just so it differentiates between any other monk strap and yours. So something, yes, everybody may have the same shoe, however, yours is your own special touch. So that's something I want to do. So I'll probably go over one more time here in the front with the leather dye, make it a little darker, then again start that transition back, and then I'll work on the second shoe. So again, I went on the sides right there and the front. I think that would be enough to set your shoe apart from other monk straps that you see. Once I get both of them done, I'll upload the other video, and then we'll go ahead and do the mirror gloss, and we'll do a shine up the toe caps and also the heel caps right there, and we will be completed. So this is before leather dye, after leather dye. I'm gonna work on this one a little more with that transition because it's a nice transition, but I think it can be probably a little bit better, and that will be on the next video. I've completed the second one. I can probably go over this one a little more. There's still some brown in this one. Looks pretty nice. Outcome of the shoes. Again, did the side of the broguing. Then the other side. I think these look very nice. Just a different perspective on them. Now that I see them from this angle, these look really nice. And once I put the wax polish on them for the foundation, then go over with the mirror gloss, high shine to the front, and then again to the back of the heel, I think these things will be ready to go. Again, I'm going to use the Pate Deluxe wax polish in burgundy. Again, when you guys are using shoe dye, be careful. It's easy to do too much. Again, a small paintbrush and just dab it and slowly make the transition back to the shoe. If you put too much on, again, you'll see a harsh contrast between maybe like the crease here in the front of the shoe. Again, you just want to start off slow. I got a little bit on there. Well, that's fine. I guess I can kind of show you guys a little bit of what it looks like. Just going slow, getting around to the side, and then just making that transition. Oops, sorry about that. making that transition up on the shoe, just so you're giving enough to each area and it's not getting clumped up in the front again to where it's a hard contrast. You want a smooth transition to the back of the shoe, and this is one way of just making sure all the areas get enough. So again, it's a smooth transition. It's not just you go from dark to light, but a gradual progression to the back. So I think this is good right here. I think it's pretty even. I'll let this dry for a little bit, and then I'll come back to it and I will put on the wax polish. I'm gonna do the foundation with burgundy. I stated that in an earlier video. I'll do that in burgundy. I could probably go over this one a little more. Yeah, I guess I can go over this just a little bit. Again, dip it in just a little bit, get some of the excess dye off the brush, come back to the shoe again, just dabbing, just little dabs around. You want a little more of the contrast in the front, but again, that'll gradually even out with the shoe, and then just poke around it like that. Make sure it's getting an even coat on the whole shoe so you don't have too many clumpy spots. The leather dye is just sitting on top of the shoe. Yeah, that looks nice. You want to go all the way back to the shoe. You guys can see that. You can see the progression in the shoe from darker in the front, then it just fades to the back of the shoe. Giving these somewhat of an antique effect. If you guys have any questions about leather dye or specific polishes, feel free to just let me know. Once these get dry, again, we'll switch to the wax polish to build on the foundation of the shoe, brush them off, put a high shine to them, and these bad boys will be ready for the town. I've actually thought about the stitching right here, maybe putting some on that, but I'm not sure if that will be overkill or just leave it like this. I think doing it like this, it's not necessarily subtle, but it has its own pop to it, and maybe adding to the stitching right here may be a little much for these shoes. At the same time, I actually think it might look pretty good, so stay tuned and I'll see what I'm going to do with that. I went ahead and bit the bullet, and let me get this so I can point towards it. I did a lot of the stitch work around the strap on both sides, and I didn't do the outside right here, but I did do the insides of them. I think that looked a little better to me. Again, got all the way around the stitching. So yeah, this is what they look like. Again, I think they turned out very nice. I really didn't do much on the inside right there, but again, the broguing on the side, then the stitching, broguing across the toe cap, and then again just having the progression from dark to light. I'll polish, wax these up, and you guys will see the finished product of these. So stay tuned. That's actually a really nice shot right there. Welcome back to the next edition of the Allen Edmonds St. John's shoe tutorial. If you've been watching from the beginning of the series that I put on these shoes, we have been slowly transforming them from the original color chili to a more reddish brown color, and then also a custom patina. So go back and watch those other videos on how I started with the patina on the shoes and went to the broguing, the toe cap, then also on the stitching on the strap, also on the side. Right now I just got done adding the Sapphire Baruch Crew. There we go. And this is the color burgundy. Now again, like I stated in the earlier videos, I'm going for more of the reddish brown. Again, the Sapphire products aren't going to completely change the color of the shoe unless you continue to add a darker pigment cream polish to a lighter leather on the shoe. I'm going to polish these up, and you guys can see what they look like after that. I'm hoping that they have a little more of the reddish tones in them before we go to the mirror shine on the toe caps and then also on the back quarters of the shoe. This will be the second to the last video before we do the mirror shine on the cap toes. I just got done applying the Sapphire Baruch Crew burgundy wax polish, and I wanted to let you guys take a look at this. Look, it's almost done. The last video will just be the mirror gloss on the front of the cap toes, and then we'll also do the edge and heel. We'll redo this just so it looks a little better. You guys take a look at, with all the waxes, creams, and polishes, just look how the leather is just glistening from the work that's been done to them. If you guys see the original video of what these shoes look like, again, I just want to reiterate the transition these shoes have made from the beginning up to this point. These shoes, in my opinion, are absolutely gorgeous. The depth and dimension from the original ones to now, again, adding a lot more of the red tones to give it that reddish brown effect, adding some patina to the toe caps, also to the broguing on the toe caps, the stitching around the buckle strap, whatever you want to call that, on both sides, and also the broguing on the outside right there again, and the inside, and the outside on both pairs. Once we get these to a mirror shine, these things are going to look absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to wear these. If you guys have any questions about the process on one of the, I don't know if it's going to be like 13 or 14 videos that's been uploaded through the whole tutorial of these shoes from beginning to end, just drop a comment or send me a message. I'll do what I can to help you guys. Again, these shoes have started one color, and look at them now. Again, I encourage all of you to go back and just look at the beginning video of the process of what they look like, and then the ending video. We're almost there, and these things are going to be ready for a night out in town. So stay tuned to the next video. I'll see you then.